Now to an exclusive Target 5 report. Finders keepers. They're in the business of locating your unclaimed property, but now finder firms are finding themselves in an uncomfortable spot.
Illinois lawmakers are considering a crackdown. Target 5's Lisa Parker joins us now to explain why. Lisa?
Allison, thank you. The person on the other end of the phone says you have some unclaimed property out there and she knows where it is. She'll tell you, but not until you agree to give her company a cut of your money. Now, that much may sound reasonable, but it is the amount she's asking for that has some consumers and now legislators up in arms.
Most of my dad and my daughter Caroline.
A year and a half after losing his father.
And he was a great guy and we miss him.
Chicagoan Daniel Baldwin Jr. opened one letter
It says, please contact us.
And suddenly had a mystery on his hands.
They had located an asset of my father's that was not part of the settled estate. They wouldn't tell me exactly what it was.
A $12,000 windfall with a hitch.
They would find it for us and give us the amount for a finder's fee of 35%. And, I mean, I thought that was outrageous.
Somehow, a New York-based finders firm, the kind of company that locates owners of unclaimed property, knew something about his dad's estate that he, the executor, did not.
I said, well, can you give me a hint? Is it life insurance? Is it a stock?
Equally as frustrated.
Wrong, wrong, wrong.
Attorney Jim Higgins, who says he was first approached by phone,
1 to 2 calls a day,
and then in the mail, with a contract from a Chicago finders firm asking for 50% of an unclaimed asset, about which they would tell him nothing.
What I tried to find out is to pin them down as close as I could to fact. And that was impossible.
Controversial, but legal. Here's how it works in Illinois. Let's say you forget all about a savings account. The bank deems it abandoned. By law, they can hold on to it for 5 years. That's the window when finders firms, working with the financial companies, step in and make their money by finding you. When the 5 years is up, the finders firms are out because the unclaimed asset must then be turned over to the state of Illinois, where you can get it back for free.
It's been something that my administration has taken very seriously.
State Treasurer Alexi Giannoulias, reacting to complaints from consumers, is now pushing for reform.
Essentially, these companies are duping consumers for substantial amounts of money on property that is already theirs.
Giannoulias acknowledges finders firms perform a service, but says their fees are out of line. A proposed law he supports would cap finder firm fees at 10% of the asset in question, and
we also want these companies to be required to give these consumers information about where the property is located.
It is an industry that no doubt pleases some, but irks others. People on blogs and plaintiffs in class action lawsuits have taken aim at finder firms, accusing them of concealing information and misrepresenting facts. But the firms deny that and tell Target 5 they provide a valuable service, reuniting consumers with lost funds and doing it, they say, more effectively than state governments ever could. With more than $35 billion of unclaimed property out there, it's a business that begs the question, should there be a fee for forgetting?
The alarming percent profit they're taking is something that we're aiming to get rid of.
Major finder firms, EquiSearch and Keene, and Chicago-based Kensington Research all say the proposed Illinois law would be bad for consumers, and they accuse the state of wanting to control the unclaimed assets for its own financial benefit. The Treasurer's office disagrees and says it has a higher than average state rate of returning property. So while we're on the topic, if you're wondering if you have any out there, you can link to Illinois and all the other states' databases from our website at NBC5.com. These companies have plans to go to Springfield as early as next week, where there will be some heated discussions about that proposed law.
Now, they call up and tell the person they've got something for it. Why can't the person themselves go and find it? They've now been alerted.
Right. That's what our guys did. Dan Baldwin Jr. went back to all the estate documents for 2 or 3 days, he said. He's just so burned up about this, he's going to wait until the 5 years ends. He's not going to sign that contract.
All right. Thanks, Lisa.